Did I cry?
No.
No! No! And you know why?
No.
Because there's no crying in baseball. There's no crying in baseball! No crying!
Welcome back to Cards and Comics. And yes, there is no crying in collecting because we all run into hard times. So, my video today on box breaks and hobby talk, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the downside or the issues with collecting sometimes that kind of get you down. And things like breaking boxes is a good way to bring you back up. But it's been a really, really odd week, for collecting. I haven't had this many issues in 1 month in a long time, and maybe it's because I'm buying a little bit more than I have been for the last couple months. But man, it's been treacherous. So first, we'll talk about what we're going to bust today. We are going to bust Series 2 2001 Topps. Now, this product is known for the Ichiro rookie. So that's the big thing. And the Griffey's actually in the Series 2. So Series 2 has the Griffey rookie and it has the the Griffey card and the Ichiro rookie. Now, there's a lot of inserts in this product. But the main one that you want to look for is obviously, the golden anniversary autos. So the golden, and these autos are, I think, some of the best autos. In fact, I think it's the best auto set from the 2000s. So, I really love the 99 Legends autos and the SP autos sets, the full sets. And I just showed you the Griffey from the SP set I just got, right? And I'm looking for the Legends Griffey, right? That's the next big target for me, right? But this set is amazing. Now, I will caveat it as, Griffey was definitely not in this set. And I think, he was maybe an Upper Deck exclusive for autos at this point. But this set had almost everyone else. So it had Willie Mays. It had Hank Aaron, Sandy Koufax, Johnny Bench, Nolan Ryan, Barry Bonds. It was an amazing set. Now, it was split up into two series. So you can't get all the autos. In fact, the two biggest names, Willie Mays and Hank Aaron, are only in Series 1. While Series 2 has the Nolan Ryan, the Johnny Bench, the Tom Seaver, the Reggie Jackson. So Stan Musial was in Series 2. So Series 2 is very, very good as well. Now, there's tons of other insert sets like King of Kings, King of King triples. They have, these different auto sets that are very hard to hit. There's a Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders dual bat card. I mean, just on and on and on, right? So there's just a ton of sets and inserts. But, the big thing is, they did do this kind of buyback. I don't know if you can read it here. Original top cards, randomly inserted in packs. So you can get, like in 91, they did the same thing. And then you could get, the gold version. So you get a gold Ichiro, which is a pretty rare card. So now the Gold Moments autographs look like this. So this is why also I love the set, is that it's a super attractive design and it is all on card. And so, just a super good design, all on card. One of the best insert sets, autograph sets ever made. So that's why we're opening it. And as I'm going through it, I'll talk about sort of the issues that make you kind of want to cry in this hobby. But again, there's no crying in this hobby because this hobby is super competitive. I put a lot of content out about Ken Griffey Jr., right? And because I've been focused on Griffey collecting the last year and a half, as the vintage cards have kind of died down, even though I have been able to pick up some really cool vintage in the last couple weeks, but Griffey has kind of been a little bit of a focus more than he's ever been in my collecting. Now, I'm not a set registry big Griffey name as far as a collector. There's all these guys who are well-known Griffey collectors. If you go on blowout forums, there's Magic Papa. who's got, every hard to get Griffey card ever made. And so there's those guys, right? That people know, like, okay, this guy's is a major Griffey collector. But I'm slowly getting, my Griffey collection up there. And the two things I'm focused on with Griffey is my refractor collection. And so I just put a video out saying, from the 90s, the 90s refractors. And I really think with them like Tom Brady, the 90s Griffey refractors are going to be something special. And there's 120 unique 90s Griffey refractors, so I have a video about it. And I kind of go through the hardest to find ones, the rarest ones, and just kind of what the 90s Griffey product or refractors are, and which are the harder to get ones, and which ones are numbered, and all that. Which ones are hard to get in PSA 10. So anyway, so these packs are listed together. Now I will say this box was in immaculate shape. There's no like water damage, no mold, nothing like that. So, but they're sticky, and anyone who's opened a factory set of this stuff knows like the Ichiro cards are usually harmed because of how sticky this year's cards are. So we're hoping that we don't have everything just stuck together to where it's terrible. And these don't look too bad. So I just got these, and look at that, they look pretty good. So, I'm not going to spend too much time on the actual cards because, again, you can see a little flaking here, and I think that's just going to be what's happening. And this card definitely had, you can just see that paper loss there. So this is what's going to kind of suck about these cards, is that we are going to see probably some damage. So the Griffey or the Ichiro, even if we get one, may not come out in great shape. Hopefully we can minimize the damage, but it's hard to prevent it. So, but like most sets like this, the inserts usually are okay, which is why I still buy it. But you can see even the gold on this card is a little messed up. It's just how it is. You open these older products. Nobody really cared about these products 30 years from now, right? Or 20 years. So yeah. So the issues that's caused me heartburn, and I mentioned it in another video, in my last mail day, was I got sent a spork instead of an actual card. So I had to dispute it. I had a guy, I had bought a Silver Surfer 4, which is the really cool cover with Thor and Silver Surfer. It's a classic cover. It's probably, with Silver Surfer coming to the Marvel Universe, it's going to be one of those really iconic books, I think. And so I went out and took some of my comic book show money and bought it, and the guy never shipped it. And then when I inquired about shipping, he sent me a really nasty email, and then it left feedback, calling me all kinds of names on my eBay feedback, which was it just doesn't surprise me, but it's just what the world is right now. The guy didn't do what he was supposed to, but he still called me all kinds of names and told me what to do. So it was just annoying that I had paid for that book. I had money held up for, which is for me a pretty good chunk of change held up for almost 3 weeks before I got the refund. And I didn't even ask for the refund. He just did it on his own, never shipped me the book. So that was the second issue. I just had a guy, I bought a really cool Leaf Studio artist proof, and he didn't ship it again, claimed he was out of the office, but it's been basically a month, and I still haven't got the card, so I asked for a refund on that card. So it's just over and over, multiple issues over and over. And it's just, it seems like it's so hard to even if you buy something, you can't even get it shipped to you. It's like I don't really know what's going on. So so I want to take this out of the shot. All right, I think we're back. Yeah, it's a little better. There we go. I hate the camera sometimes. They just don't work, and you gotta like mess with them. So I think we're a lot better now. There we go. Okay. So here's the first insert. So we haven't hit any, Griffey or, Ichiro cards yet. But this is like an insert. I think it's called Back in the Day. So it's kind of a chrome type insert. Definitely foily, chromy, but I don't think there's a parallel. This is just what it is. So it's Lou Gehrig. So it's our first, kind of insert of the day. So yeah, and hopefully, I don't have any more big issues like that. But I had, then before that, I kind of had the whole Comics Elite where they didn't ship the order to me properly. Then I just had Midtown refund me for a couple variants I ordered that were pretty tough variants to get, and so they just refunded my money, and I figured a company like Midtown would have what the books they're going to sell, not list stuff they don't have, but evidently they didn't get enough variants, and so they had to refund me. So it's just over and over, it just seems like you try to like target certain things for your collection, and then even if you buy them, pay for them and everything, you can't even get them, which is the retail world we're in right now, which is you can't get any good retail because it's all being stolen and or kind of like either online people are doing some crazy stuff, or the stores are being staked out and you can't really get anything. So these cards are getting a little worse. Unfortunately, this pack is super stuck together. So, and again, it's kind of sad because that's a cool card. It's a Manny Ramirez, and this is going to be the legacy of this set. Is going to be that they're just so prone to sticking that packs and factory sets especially are just damaged beyond repair. And so I do think people who open these back in the right time period and kept in good condition and then can get them graded, this set is going to be something tough to grade in the future because nothing new is coming out with high grade for 2001 Topps. It's just these cards are all going to be pretty much trash. Hate to say it, but that's just how it is. It's just like the Fleur metal box I opened where they were all stuck together, and I've seen some boxes that weren't stuck, so that could happen where you don't have everything stuck together. But this is definitely a tough product to open, and you may get a few packs. Like this pack doesn't seem too bad. See, those two cards right there are pretty good. So prospect card, which is cool. D Brown, Jack Hust, Vernon Wells. I mean, those actually three pretty good players. But the majority of this box has been pretty tough. These prospect cards are pretty good, but then the Ruben Mateo is definitely tough. So this is Steve Smith, Mike Bynum, Nathan Haynes, so nothing good there. But yeah, like that's the part that is tough for me is like, the way the hobby is that, right now with the pricing and availability of cards in flux, like for example, football, we've got a hot rookie now. So all football, like retail and cards are going to go back to being crazy town where you're not going to be able to get retail anymore. And you're just going to, so it's going to be really tough to open anything at a decent price. I think Panini Classics just came out, and it was supposed to be kind of a low-end product, and all of a sudden, the cards look nice, and the product jumped in price tremendously from, in a few days because people realized, oh, this is actually a fairly priced product, so let's go and make it, crazy price now. And that's sort of what happened, and it's, it is what it is, but it just shows you, like, even when things are, supposed to be, a good price point, entry point, the way that everything is, people aren't going to allow it. They're just going, that's cool, Mike Piazza card. And it's not too harmed, so that's cool. It just shows you, though, like what the mindset is. Right now, it's the flippers are still, really going strong. And I think right now, too, with the money issues, right now with card prices on Modern just not holding really well. And, wow, this pack is crazy stuck. Wow. Hopefully there's nothing to make, Ichiro on this pack. This is the hardest one yet. When I was on eBay tonight, just kind of perusing what was available, the amount of 2018 to 2021 basketball graded cards was just insane. Like, just Ja Morant and Zion's over and over, and then down from there, players that aren't worth grading, just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them, right? And it's like, if anybody who had those cards, there's just so many of them, and so many of them are getting graded and coming back from PSA as they catch up. It's just unreal. And it's like, I do something crazy, when I look on PSA, when I look for cards, I look for SGC or PSA cards, and I just go through and just say, PSA. And, and so I look at all grades because, I collect, T cards, and I collect, 33 cards. And so, I just can't search for PSA 8s and PSA 9s to get all the vintage cards, right? Because I want to see all of them. But by doing it that way, you get all the 9s and 10 modern stuff. And it's just, it's rough. How terrible some of that stuff is, and just how much of it is and how much of it's not selling. And so people who had that material, unless they got some kind of great grading deal, have a lot of money tied up in those cards, and they're not selling. There's a ton of them. And I just feel like there's this huge dichotomy in the market right now where you've got people selling, again, the $4,000 cards, and they're moving still pretty well. Like I look at like the Tom Brady's, right? When I see multiple Tom Brady refractors and prism cards numbered, from 200 to 400, bringing thousands of dollars, and it's just, that's a different market, and those cards are doing super well, right? If you have any of those cards, now is the time to get them graded, to sell them, and it's just really. All right, that's our first gold card, and it's not too bad. In fact, it's got a little damage on it, but that's a really pretty card. I really like the look of that card. And that's, the golds used to have an etching on the sides, and some years they don't do that. So yeah, that's really cool. And that's Andrew Jones, and you can see focus. There you go, 482 of 2001. So that's our first gold card. So, yeah, not a lot of inserts, 2 so far. I don't think I've missed any base players. Unfortunately, I'm looking more for the inserts, so hopefully I haven't missed a good player yet. But I'm trying to, talk and look, and, and sometimes I can't do, walk and chew gum at the same time. So hopefully I don't miss anything. But yeah, this whole, area of collecting right now, like I said with Tom Brady, and I actually, last year started collecting Brady refractors. Now, I didn't get very far. I got some, but I didn't get, a lot of the really, really, really cool rare ones. But I got one black 2003 that's really cool, and that's kind of the best one I got. Oh, there's the Griffey. Oh, there's something cool. All right, so we got a hit and a Griffey at a meeting. All right, and there's the 60 home run club, and there you go. know if that's an insert or not. Yeah, it is an insert. There you go. 60 home run club. And then right behind it is the Griffey, and it's not too bad. It's got a little bit of an issue, but it's got a little loss here. I don't know if that's actually a loss or if it's the back of the card on the front, if you could rub that off. So I'll try that, but that's the Griffey. And so that's cool. So if it's an insert, it's got the Griffey, which is always good to get the base card. But yeah, so I thought, I was going to have some more time, but to get some more of those kind of Brady's, but, it's like the allure of Griffey. I just like Griffey more as a player, and as a collector than I do Brady. Brady's tough for me because I was a Indianapolis guy and Peyton was my guy. So Brady was like always a little hard for me to collect. But I do have probably 40 or 50 Brady cards that I've collected or bought. Kind of not all refractors, but some of them are like optic hollows, things like that. So eventually that stuff will probably be sold. That'll be something that I use as to fund other parts of my hobby. So I got it kind of as sort of an investment, and it seems like it's paid off. So that's, you can't really be too upset about that. There we go, Dodger blue. So this is TC11. So I don't know, what is TC? Topps Tradition continues. Okay. So I'm just looking at the inserts. There's so many inserts in these products that it's hard to know what exactly those inserts are. Obviously they're not, major, inserts. Oh, it is combos, Topps combos. All right, so there you go. 2 of those. I don't think they're anything special. I don't. If I go back up here to so I'm on Baseball Cardpedia, so I go to combos. They're 1 in 12. So you get 2 a box. So we got the 2. So the golds should be 2 a box as well. So hopefully we get a second gold. That would be, they're 1 in 14, so in theory we could just get 1, but hopefully we get 2. But yeah, so when you do that kind of thing, when you buy cards hoping to flip or, for them to go up and then you use that money, eventually you gotta sell. So that is the challenge. Is eventually I gotta figure out when to move them. I think that time period's getting pretty close. And I feel like that is something that's going to fuel something else on my hobby. I mean, obviously I probably use it to buy a Griffey or another cool vintage card, like maybe a 50s Maze card. So, that's what you do that. But it's like right now they're going up so much. I mean, it's like there's no end in sight to how much those cards have increased in value, right? And I think as a a collector, you also like to kind of have cards that are hot when you go to card shows, and pulling out some Brady's at a show right now is kind of like you're going to get a lot of people really interested in those cards. And so that's why it's hard for me to sell, because I'm like, oh, they're hot and I should keep them. But that is not what I should do. I should probably sell those cards. Now, I do have a couple of Brady autos too. So eventually, I don't know what to do. I got to keep at least 1 auto, just to have, in my collection. I have I have 1 flawless Brady auto and 1 national treasure. So wow, these are super harmed. I'm glad that none of the big, Ichiro wasn't in that pack. So it looks like the back parts of the box are, well, I don't know, it's just like one pack is super harmed, and then this pack looks like it's going to be at least, a little bit, softer. You can tell by how, like how much bendy the cards are. See, that was a little bit. But the gloss on this card's come out so easily. Like, I barely cracked this card, and look at all that, gloss on the front. There's Canseco with the Angels. I always thought that looks weird. Andy Pettit. Palmeiro. So there's a lot of good stars in Series 2. Topps always did that, thing where John Vanderwall, not harmed at all. AJ Hinch. So yeah, or they would split Griffey and Thomas up into multiple series, because you can't get both Thomas and Griffey in the same series of cards. So this stack here, maybe the box had a hole in it or something, or there was more temperature on this part of the box, but man, these cards are super sticky, and you can just hear that, on that side of the box, or that row. Man, it's rough. So yeah, trying to focus on things that are available and things that, I can actually find and get, is where I'm doing right now. And vintage availability is getting back a little bit better. 50s is still pretty hard to find any good deals or any, just availability of good cards. People are not running auctions anymore on eBay on 50s Hall of Famers if they're, top tier, Koufax, Bond, Koufax, Mays, Aaron, those kind of cards. They've just really dried up in higher grades. So I feel like, that period of time of being able to buy those cards on eBay like every week, where you've got a good selection of Griffey, or God, I keep saying Griffey, Mays and Aaron cards. It's kind of gone away. I just feel like that is no longer a option. Oh, that's a Roberto Clemente card. Very cool. Gosh, so sticky. Look at that. Just destroyed. But, so this card, this is definitely can be removed, because the way I can feel this Ray Dandridge card, this WC. So this is what could have been. So this is a what could have been card. So this is all on the card, right? And this can be removed. Like, you can just rub a stocking or something on this part of the card, and this will all get removed, because this is from the card before it. This isn't actually removed from this card, so I think that can be actually cleaned up a little bit. So it's very interesting what's going on with these cards. Again, this is from that stack, and I'm just going to open all that stack to get them out of the way, because they're all pretty harmed. I mean, these aren't terrible right now. You can hear that they're not, two Chad Critters in a row. Yay, Topps collation. And, yeah. There we go. Yeah, but the, trying to, get those cards, I'm going to have to obviously, go through Heritage or Golden or some of these other auction houses to really fulfill my sets if I really am serious about finishing my Aaron and Mays run, because I just feel like, those cards haven't really gone down too much. There has been a little bit of a slow. So there was a really cool auction or group of cards. I think a complete 64 top set that just ran. That was, I think, mostly PSA 8. And I grabbed a few of those. But the guy did something really cool. And I'm sure, he did this on purpose. But, everything was priced, because I looked at about 10 cards. And everything was basically priced exactly at VCP. I mean, just uncannily Uncanny, and how he was able to price everything right at eBay pricing. I thought that was really interesting. Another gold moment was a Bucky Dent, and this one, again, you can feel the card from the front on the back. So I think that card can be cleaned up. Another gold moment, 410 out of 2001. So both gold cards have been gold moments. Very, very interesting. So yeah, like, so that's going to be, I don't like going through those auction houses just because, so as if anyone's bought through those auction houses, for one thing is, they're very, very quick to run your payment, but they're very slow to ship your product. That's one thing. And I just feel like there's a little bit of like, yeah, they'll run your card the second the auction is over, but, it could take 4 weeks sometimes to get your product. And some are better than others, but it's just, that's just little quirks like that. And the cost, the premiums you got to pay. You got to know in your head exactly what your premiums are. And, and you're not going to get a lot of good deals. Like you could on some cards or some comics, but in general, those are not the places you're looking to get, good deals on. If you're usually doing this, like what I would be doing it for, which is to try and finish sets and get cards that are hard to get any other way. So Topps noteworthy. Again, look at all these sets, and it's like, what is this worth? And this is, Topps noteworthy. Okay, these are 1 in 8. So like we should get 3 of these a box. So I mean, just another kind of blah insert. This is what I remember from these years. So 2001 would have been a couple years after I graduated college. This product would have been something I would have seen, and I was actually working at Nestle at this time, and I would have seen this product. But I guarantee I wouldn't have been that interested in it. I wasn't up on the rookie, so I didn't know about Pujols or Ichiro. I was kind of like focused solely on my, my Pirates and my, my Clemente collection at the time. So I wasn't really buying modern at this point, other than some football. So I didn't really, buy base Topps at this time. It just was something that I felt was kind of boring, and this experience, right, of just tons and tons of inserts that were kind of ugly and not really worth anything. And so it's just this is kind of like how I remember these products. And products like 99's Bowman's Best, which I just my last box break, which I distinctly remember opening up, and when I was working at Nestle, because I bought my first box from my antique dealer that was from Springfield, Illinois, and which is weird because I just went to like an antique store and they had sports cards. I was like, wow, that's cool, and that was the box I bought, and I pulled like a cool refractor, and I was like, yeah, this is a good product. And then Matt Holliday became sort of like a collection for me. So I just kept opening it, and I hit autographs, and I've hit multiple atomics. So it's just cool. That's like that product has got a special place for me. That's why I love opening it. But this product I totally bailed on. I did not buy hardly any of this. But again, I look at what I'm pulling, and I'm like, yeah, the gold moment cards are really cool. The numbered ones. So you get 2 a box. And they've made in again, you had to, if you look at the autographs, I think the easiest one is like one in like, let me go down, the golden moment autographs, right? So, if you go down to the actual checklist, which is amazing, but you get one every, let's see, you get one of these bad boys, one in 107 packs. So your easiest one to get is what, one in in like 4.5 boxes. So, again, you have to open 4 to 5 boxes to get one. And, without having, this is like the lean period of my life, in terms of like, I probably wouldn't have bought 5 boxes of this for any reason, because just to get one auto. And the auto checklist, even though I keep talking about amazingness, like all auto checklists, it's still full with tons of scrubs. And the way that they did these auto checklists in this time frame, for people who remember, they had the groups. And so like the really good group was like group C, which was like 1 in 4,236. Or group B, sorry, in hobby was 1 in 11,781. So I mean, just think about those odds. It's just like, crazy how hard some of these are to get. I mean, you're talking like, actually in hobby and retail, the easiest one to get is 1 in 483 packs. So like 1 in 20 boxes. So, it's just the odds of you getting the auto is just very low. And the only thing that's really cool in this product, again, are those autos. So, but the reason why I want to open this is, A, I've never pulled an Ichiro rookie, which is cool. B, I've never pulled one of those autos, which, again, I've got kind of, I've bought, I bought them as part of, trying to build a collection, but I haven't ever pulled one. So I thought, hey, let's give it a shot. And pricing wise, the guy offered me a good deal on it. I can't imagine a lot of this product being busted because, again, the condition of the cards is usually really poor. This pack's okay. But a couple of them are a little rough. But yeah, like, you're not going to pull PSA 10s out of these packs for the most part. And, Mac Suzuki. I was like, didn't get him. And the odds of getting one of these autographs is so remote. You need an HTA box, which is like a jumbo box. You get much better odds, but you get less packs too. So it kind of evens out a little bit. A lot of packs. It's hard to go through these two with them so sticky. You can't do like a, super fast break because, how sticky everything is. And again, Topps does this thing where you get like 3 team cards in a row. It's just, I always hated their collation, collation. These cards are all really good. There's nothing stuck together. So it's like, I'm going to pull something good. And hopefully it's in a pack like this, right? Where you got basically, every card is pretty much a good card. Like you would say like not enough damage just to throw away. And if you're building a set or heaven knows you get an actual good card, it's going to actually be in some good condition. The one thing I also wanted to talk about a little bit today is just how the bummer situations and the kind of the depressing part of collecting isn't just for comics or cards. Like, both are creating issues, right? So, like I've had kind of jerks on both cards and comics. So it's not like one hobby is better than the other in that perspective. All right, that's kind of a cool card. Larry Doby and Jackie Robinson. Good on you, Topps, for having some pretty good art and a pretty cool card. So I didn't mind that card actually at all. That was kind of a cool card. Compared to some of the inserts, which are kind of very bland. All right. We'll try to bust through this a little faster. Because the ring, these packs, that one section was super stuck. These are a little bit better, so I'm going to do like, you know, as many of these as I think I can do. That way we get through the video a little faster. Because again, there's not a whole lot of, you know, the odds of hitting something amazing in these packs is pretty low. But, you know, you can kind of see it anyway. So hopefully if I'm going through it, I can say, hey, there's something cool. Now, you know, the Ichiro is a base card, so obviously I got to slow down to look for the Ichiro. But hopefully I can, you know, get them separate enough that I can kind of go through it. All right, so we got this stack done. We'll go through these cards. All right. So these are pretty rough. Here we go. Lovano, Oliver. I remember Keith Osick, Tino Martinez. So a lot of Mariners, but not the big guy, not the Ichiro. Draft picks. Yeah. Yeah. This is the problem, is like, even if you want to go fast, you know, the stickiness is making it hard. There's nothing there. Craig Grayback. There's Barry Bonds. There we go. It's a cool card. And it's a great photo of him. I will say Tom's definitely had good photography at this point in their, they knew the importance of photography from Stadium Club, and so they really, I think, upped their photography game across the board, you know, during this time period. And, yeah, I know I'm not flipping, but it's like, you know, it's, do you really care about seeing your Brady Anderson or Brian Johnson, you know, Freddie Garcia? So many guys who used to be amazing. So no inserts there. I was kind of thought we'd hit some inserts. So here's the last stack. Oh, gosh. Got more. That's why I thought, oh, that was it. I'm losing my mind. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, there's another gold card. So who we got? Esteban Loaiza. Cool. Third gold card. So I think that's all we're going to get, according to odds anyway. So, you know, we got 3 gold cards, 2 golden moment versions, and so at least we hit some names that are recognizable. You could get really skunked because there's so many cards in this set that Will Cordero that you would, you know, you could get 3 no names pretty easily, or like team cards or whatever, you know. I mean, no name prospects. There's just a lot of ability to get kind of a really crappy, you know. Oh, there is noteworthy. So this is, we said we get like 3 of these in the box. So here it is, Sammy Sosa. So that's our second. And Vaughn, John Casey, Langford, and Truby. Okay. It's that stack, and here is the last part of this stack. I'm trying to get kind of everything loosened up. And here we go. Percival. Back up. So George Suttles. There we go. Another. Yeah. Card here. What could have been. So that's our kind of third version of that. Third card of that. So that's kind of cool. Here's the first card that's flipped. So I must have just done these backwards. Okay. All right. I was going to say, like, we all know flip cards in Modern is like, oh, there's your auto. It's flipped. Nope. Nope. That just means I was stupid and didn't actually pay attention to how I was doing this. So I'm trying to hit through this as fast because it looks like there's just base cards here. And again, we're looking for the Ichiro rookie. There's Chris Benson. Wife posed for Playboy, I believe. Very interesting career and dude. And he actually does pretty good as a reliever for a while, too. But yeah, he never really panned out past that first year. And then there's our third noteworthy. So we said we get 3 of those. So there's the third one. So we got Sosa and McGuire. So in 2001, this would have been really cool. There's Mariano Rivera. Very cool card. And Jose Hernandez. So I don't think we've hit the Ichiro that I've seen. I know I'm not probably paying as much attention as I should, but you know, so many packs and sticky cards that you get a little distracted. So, like, wow, that was super sticky. Yeah. This is going to be one of those tough products. I think, you know, year after year, it's going to be like, you know, is it better just to hold it like it is? But man, if it gets, you know, much worse, these cards are going to be, you know, just not worth anything because, you know, people will know that nothing's coming out of there that you can even keep as a collector grade card. You know, it's like everything's going to be a PSA 1 to get out of here. Oh, there we go. 2 more packs. Yeah, I think, you know, the hobby itself, right now, in terms of, you know, where it's at and where it's going to go, you know, and in kind of the realms of kind of like people screwing each other over. You know, it's Christmas time for one. People need money. Some people, I think, overextended themselves during the January through April time period, and those prices aren't coming back. So I look at guys who really invested in like Luka Doncic, Zion, Ja Morant for basketball. And then internally, you know, you've got, you know, Acuna, you know, there's a lot of Herbert, you know, those kind of guys. Even Mahomes is kind of taking a bath a little bit. So I feel like there's a lot of pain going around the hobby, and the folks who were in it for flipping and really didn't care about the cards or a collector, you know, I just feel like, you know, those kind of guys, especially the ones who like run bots and are just really in it for the money, they are totally, you know, not going to go down without a fight, so to speak. A 4th one. There's Derrick Jeter. That's a cool looking card. It's a little smush right here, but I think that'll just wipe off. So cool card. It's a 4th one of those. So yeah, I think that's what's going to happen is we're going to see a lot of folks who were in it just for flip when PSA went down. They couldn't grade and flip anymore as easy as they could, and it's like, you know, the fallout of that was, you know, they felt like they had to get their money back somehow to pay off whatever credit cards they were using to do the whole, you know, online or whatever they were doing to get the product. There's 2 Felipe Crispos in a row, and there's a Nolan Ryan Golden Moment. Fortunately, it's got a lot of damage. Yeah. All right. Last little stacks here, and we'll be done. So these kind of videos are long. I try to like make them shorter, you know, by trying to go through as fast as I can. However, just so much damage and stickiness in these cards that it's really tough to just blow through it, especially when you're looking for like a rookie card that's actually in the set. That's kind of the whole deal or the whole set right now is to try to find the Ichiro. And we have not found Ichiro, so that's disappointing. Erickson, Neagle, right. So we'll just have, hopefully, Mark Redmond. He was from OU. I remember him when I was in Oklahoma. He was supposed to be amazing, and I think he had a couple of good years, but it's just like pitchers are so tough, It's hard for them to pin out, injuries and everything else. Back when Oakland had the black jerseys, which I always thought those were kind of cool. Not sure if they still do the black jerseys anymore or not, but I like those. All right. Jeff Bagwell, Hall of Famer. That was a Jackie Gold moment. That's kind of cool. City Ponson, he was around forever. A lot of smush there. No Ichiro. Not a lot of inserts either. I mean, I know it looks like we pulled a lot, but compared to today's, like today's product would have almost like an insert in a pack, even if it was kind of like cool base Greg Maddux. And this product just, you have a lot of packs that are just kind of losers, and no Ichiro unless we get a, nope. Wow. All right. Well, no golden moment, no Ichiro. Again, you can get a lot of cool stuff in this product, but it's so hard to pull. There you go. So that's it. Nothing amazing. Nothing. Like I would have taken this. I would have taken the Luis Montanez autograph if we could. But there it is, and this is a typical box opening. I guess you could say that we did pull a nice Andrew Jones goal moment. Better than nothing, but pretty boring. Sorry about that. It is what it is, and hopefully, on the whole, collecting is hard right now. I think, I think it's going to be a rough December for everyone. I think there's going to be a lot of folks needing money that might be doing shady stuff. Floating loans through PayPal, things like that. So just stay safe. Know who you're buying from. If you're buying from, well-established dealers, you're most likely not going to get screwed over. And you may have to pay a little bit more, but right now I would rather have paid a little bit more and got the products I ordered or bought, versus having to wait 3 to 4 months to get the money back and do a carousel there. So just stay safe. Know who you're buying from. Pay a little bit more if you really want the items. If you really want them shipped in a certain time frame too. So that's my advice. Hope you guys had fun and enjoyed the video, even though it didn't hit anything crazy, but that's how it goes in 2000. So, all right, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.